correctly with the correct amount.
That was Anti-American Idol by Skum Love. Skum Love is currently recording their new album, The Church of the New Perversion, with Roman Marisak from PMM in his studio in Los Angeles, California. They have even brought in some heavy hitters from metal's best bands. Tommy Victor of Prong Ministry and Danzig co-wrote and played on one song, and they brought in Tony Campos of Static X, Assassino and Ministry to lay the bass tracks down. Even recently, Burton C. Cell of Fear Factory, Ascension, and The Watchers came down and put the vocals down on another track. This album may be the birth of a new genre of what's being called cyberpunk fused with metal, industrial, and punk rock. Skum Love's lineup consists of Skum Love, the singer and founder. Other members are Gina on guitars, DB on bass, and DJ Ratton on drums. Log on to www.skumlove.com to get all the concert info and all the updates about their new CD. To add them on MySpace, go to www.myspace.com/scumlove.com. Hi, DJ Tina here, host of HMTV Canada Easing. With me today is Skum Love, the singer and founder of Skum Love. Hey guys, how is Skum Love's tour going so far with Static X, Seven, Void, and My Evolution? Has the band received a great turnout of fans attending for this tour, and did the band manage to sell lots of merchandise and CDs?
The tour actually turned out really well. We got well received in all the areas we played, and they were all brand new areas that we'd never played before, like Utah, over in Great Falls, Montana was great. That was probably one of our best shows ever. And Wisconsin was great. All the places we played, Billings, Montana was great. Fargo was a smaller crowd for us. We headlined it, but it was great. It was really cool. And the fans outside of the California, LA area are just great. You know, they're really nice to you. They are really into the music, and you know, we sold a good amount of merchandise and a good amount of CDs, and everyone was just really cool to us.
Has Skum Love been able to capture any behind-the-scenes events or roadside funnies, like on video, while on this tour?
Yeah, actually we did. We took a lot of photos. We did some video stuff. You can actually go to our MySpace and see some of them. And there's blogs with a full tour diary about it. With we have over 100 photos in our photo section just from the tour. It's like stuff where we're falling asleep with our mouth open, running around the hotel room, just crazy, funny stuff. So you can definitely look at that. We're one of those bands, we don't take ourselves very serious. We like to have fun, and we hope that comes across in the music, that, we're not really serious and hardcore like some bands are out there, you know what I mean?
So when can we see you in Canada?
We tried to do a Canadian tour right when we first signed to Misfortune Records. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, I was the only one not allowed in because of my bad reputation and previous arrests. So I'm trying to clean that up and get that together. And hopefully by next year, we'll be able to get into Canada and do a full Canadian tour. Because, our record label's a Canadian label. So it's only right that we play that for you guys.
Are any of your song tracks from your upcoming new album, The Church of the New Perversion, included in your playlist while touring?
Yeah, actually, we play a lot of songs from our new album. The thing is, we actually were playing them for about a year.
Oh, okay.
Some of them, for about a year prior to us even recording them, because we wanted to see how the crowd took to them.
Mm-hmm.
And we did our new single, which you can find on our MySpace, you can find on Reverb Nation, all over the place, called Anti-American Idol. We started the show off with that because it's just a straightforward, in-your-face, like boot-to-the-face kind of song. And that went over real well. We played another song called Dig You Like a Grave. Filthy, the song New Perversion, which is the title track. We did one that we've never done live, except we tried it twice on this tour, and that was a song, which one was that one? It was called Know Your Enemy,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a really fast tune that my bass player, DB, wrote, and it's so pumped out that it's insane,
Sounds awesome. Can you tell us about your new CD, The Church of the New Perversion, such as the collection of songs and the lyrics, what they express?
This time around, it's kind of weird because the last album we did, Songs of Lust and Corrosion, was more very industrial, very electronic, and I wrote, majority of everything that's on there, and it was done with like a drum machine and a synthesizer and samples and stuff like that first, and then guitars and bass and vocals put on last.
Oh, okay.
This time around, we decided to go full-on guitar, bass, and live drums first,
Mm-hmm.
and just get a really good, solid rock metal feel for the songs. And it sounded so great, just like these songs, if we had no electronics, still sound, great. And then we added electronics later on when we got in the studio.
Okay.
So we basically we didn't, do away with the whole industrial feel that Skum Love is, but we decided to take this more guitar-orientated, more rock, more metal feel than what we were doing prior. So I think fans will really like it. Lyrically, as a lot of our songs before were very sexual, there is still that element there, but we got a little bit more, lack of a better word, violent on this album.
Now, do the band write their lyrics together?
I write probably 99% of the lyrics. I figure since I'm the one singing and, I'm the one that, that's the mouth of the band, I like to have that freedom to do that. Because, like I said, the first album we put out was written all by me. All lyrics, all music was written by me. And this last album, I let the guys in the band actually have a lot of say-so. Like, there's certain songs like The Infected, which is written by my guitar player, Gina. Know Your Enemy, which is by DB. We did another one like that Devil's Darling, which the drummer wrote, which is very much a groove style-oriented song, more like it'd be probably perfect in a strip club. So musically, I let them go with it. I go, here, you guys write, bring me back a song, and I'll put lyrics to it this time around. So it was very much a group effort this time.
Awesome.
And it feels great, it sounds great, it sounds more natural.
Okay, now when you're writing the lyrics and the band's contributing to them, are they based on any experiences that the band has gone through, or anything about the social issues or the scene in California today?
A lot of my lyrics, I don't get very political or social because, to me, those aren't fun things to sing about.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I sing more about sexual experiences, true-to-life sexual experiences, true-to-life violent experiences. More of, I go through different harsh emotions
Okay.
of myself, and I put that into songs. very much, I could say 90% of the songs are about actual things that I have done or have experienced. I'm not very much into writing the whole wizard and dragon, kind of lyrics that a lot of bands do. I mean, if you want to do that and you want to do fantasy, that's great. I'm very much more about reality.
Right.
It's a lot more fun.
Okay. Do all the band members share the same influences for their music, and do they like to try new ideas with their sound, or is everybody agreeable and open to new ideas when coming up with the new sounds to the instruments or that sort of thing?
Well, you know what? We all are an eclectic group of individuals. Our bass player is more into underground type of stuff. He likes, a little more crazier stuff that you wouldn't, he's not really into a lot of the metal stuff anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So, he listens to, I don't know, The Cult, Wade, things like that. And The Damned, just more maybe alternative stuff. I listen to, lately, a lot more 80s rock type stuff. I listen to a lot of the Stooges. Anything rock at this point is all I listen to. I don't listen to anything new. My guitar player, Gina, is more into, he listens to everything from glam rock to Pantera.
Oh, wow.
So, but he sticks mainly to the rock metal stuff. My drummer, he's a DJ as well, so he does a lot of like house music, stuff like that, but he loves listening to old thrash and things like that. So we put a little bit of elements of just about everything that we like. We don't go, let's just write a goth song today, or, let's write a metal song. We just kind of, it's good to have open influences on different kinds of music.
Yeah, it adds to a great mix.
Yeah, it makes it just, a lot better. And you can hear a lot of those influences on our music. Like I said, this new album is a lot more, I call it cyberpunk.
Okay.
It still has an electronic feel to it, but it's so much in-your-face, three-chord guitar rock that it's literally like getting a boot to the face. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's where we're going more towards. Some songs are hugely fast in the Ministry vein, and then there's songs that are more Killing Joke style. Songs that are very, the Stooges style. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we're all over the place, but yet without losing our core sound.
Okay.
It's kind of more, we've grown. And definitely you can see how we've grown and how, since I let everybody write on this album, how much more it's done.
Has there been any challenges to date in laying of the song tracks for both Songs of Lust and Corrosion and The Church of the New Perversion?
Like different challenges?
Yeah, laying down the song tracks and the recording.
This is a little more pro. Songs of Lust and Corrosion was done in 2 separate 5-year sessions. Mm-hmm. Basically what we did is Misfortune was a new label, and we didn't know what to give them, what we wanted to record. We didn't really have a budget to record an album, so I took our 2 EP demos, put them together, had them remastered, and sent them out. So 4 or 5 of the songs is a drum machine, guitar, bass, drums, vocals, electronics, and then the other 4 or 5 tunes are live drums, live guitar, live bass, stuff like that, and all different musicians. There's probably was about 12 different actual Skum Love members that played on that full album. There was a 5-year span between the recordings.
Now, you said you had them sent out. Now, do you have anyone helping with the mixing and the mastering with all Skum Love's music production?
Yes, we basically stick to this. He's kind of like our 5th member. Mm-hmm. He's been with us since we first started. His name's Roman Marisak.
Okay.
And he was in a band called Professional Murder Music, or still is, PMM. And he basically records all of us, mixes everything, produces everything, and really helps us get that core sound that is Skum Love. I kind of approach him with songs, and he finds the hooks in it.
Awesome.
Make sure that, he makes it into the song that it really is. I throw a whole bunch of shit on the table and go, here you go. So.
That's really cool to have a friend that does all that.
Yeah, he's great. He's very knowledgeable. He knows, when to say, you suck, and when to go, okay, I understand what you're doing, But it's cool. And with these guys in the band that are in the band now, they've been with me for a little over 2 years now. We fight a lot over songs, on what to play live, on what we wrote, but at the end all, the battles put out the best songs, and I could, definitely say, I'm my biggest fan probably because, I record Skum Love music for me to listen to, first off.
All right.
I always wanted to have a band that sounds like we sound, and now I have it, so I'm glad that other people enjoy it as much as I do, because believe me, you'll catch me driving around listening to my own album.
That's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. This is going to bring me to my next question. Will Skum Love be producing music videos from the Church of the New Perversion song tracks?
Yeah, we definitely we're probably going to get together with the guys that did videos from our last album, which is Deadpool Productions. I see myself working with them again. Craven Moorhead, which is a renowned porno producer.
Okay.
He does a lot of rock videos these days. He really wants me to, pick out a song for him that he can just turn into, one crazy video. We have a lot of things. I mean, right now, we're not worried about MTV and things like that because they don't play videos anyway, so, it's a little more lenient. We can push, the envelope and do a little bit more hardcore videos because, people like, Hollywood Music TV and YouTube and all the other places will play those videos for us.
Right.
And they can be as hardcore. They can show a little sex, a little blood, a little violence, and it'd be fine because it's not on mainstream TV. So we definitely like to push the envelope and give kids something visually to look at. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. Have you been interviewed by one of our VJs at Hollywood Music?
Yeah, Jimmy Rock interviewed us on our 666 show, which is a big, huge show we did at the Whiskey. Mm-hmm. And, on June 6th, 2006. So it's our big, evil, satanic show. He came down and you guys hosted it for us, and we did a big interview with him. And, the California clan of you guys have helped us out a lot and, play our stuff, and it's really great,
That's awesome.
A lot of good work.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hopefully they can do that again. Are you going to NAMM this year?
Yeah, we're going to be at NAMM. I'll be at the Schecter Guitar booth.
Okay.
They're great people. They've helped us out since the beginning. We approached them as a small LA band with, we can't afford guitars, but we like your guitars. Mm-hmm. And they gave us a deal on guitars. And then a few years later, I'm signing at the Fangoria booth.
Okay.
Next to Tommy Victor, we're a full-fledged endorsed band now, so it's great.
That's awesome.
So I'm actually at their offices right now. But they've helped us out a lot. They wrapped our van, so we have a big black touring van that says Schecter Guitar Research on it.
Okay. So are they a sponsor or
Go ahead.
Are they a sponsor or are you endorsed by them?
We're fully endorsed by them.
All right.
So they sponsor us, help us out with touring, things like that.
That's awesome.
We get guitars from them. Anytime we have the guitars that we do have that something's wrong, we bring them right down there. They fix them for us for free.
Cool.
And it's really cool. They really support a lot of new bands and a lot of smaller bands, and it's great. They've always been great to us. There's not much more I can say except, they believe in us, and they've proven that,
Mm-hmm. What's the music scene like in Hollywood, California? Is it true that the bands have to deal with the pay-to-play issue to get noticed in that area?
Well, that's a very touchy subject. I'll explain it like this. There is probably, out of 100 bands, maybe 7 to 10 really good bands. Mm-hmm. And maybe only 5 of them could actually bring a good crowd to a show. A packed house and a good crowd to a show. the other 90 bands are horrible. They all just move to LA and try to either copycat, bigger bands and can't do it as well, or just, can't write songs at all. And they don't bring anybody to shows, In the Midwest, places like that, in Europe, bands can go and play, and there'll always be a crowd because they want to see good music. They're starved for music. Out here, everyone's a musician. So, all they do is see music. They play music. So it's more of like the people that do show up at shows, if they're not fans, are going, oh, I can do that better than he can. Oh, I'm a better musician than that guy. I can sing better than him. And that's how LA is. So in those perspectives, the clubs can put on 5 bands a night, but only 20 people show up to see those 5 bands.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, how they rectify that is a lot of these bands that can't bring people or expect, well, doesn't everybody go to, say, the Whiskey a Go-Go?
Yes.
No, they don't go unless you're a good band.
Yeah.
Who wants to pay $12 at the door, $10 for parking and a $9 drink to see a crappy band? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So these clubs, in some ways, I used to get pissed off about the whole thing, but in some ways, it's the only way they make money because they put the 5 bands on, make the bands go out and earn a fan, go out there and sell their own tickets and bring fans in. And I know a lot of clubs like the Whiskey and the Roxy that they'll do that with bands. We've done it. But after a few times, you've proven that you can bring people, like we've, sold, say, 50 tickets, on our website. And we don't mind doing that every once in a while because it makes our fans get in cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
And then, we'll have another 50 to 75 people walk up to the door and buy tickets at the door. So when that happens, the clubs keep tally on that. And they go, you know what, this band's really good. They bring, 150 people to a show. We're not going to make them sell tickets anymore. We're, in fact, going to pay them. And they're going to, we're going to make them into a real band.
Mm-hmm.
But, some bands think of, you go buy a guitar, buy a bass, buy a drum set, and scream into a mic. Hundreds of people are going to come see you.
Okay.
That's not reality, And that's just how the LA scene is. And frankly, I'm kind of over it. After this last tour we did, and everybody was so cool when we were out there. We don't really want to play LA again, except we have a nice group of fans here that are very, they're loyal fans. That's the only thing that's keeping us back here in LA is our loyal fans here. But for the most part, it's LA's kind of been used and abused like a like an old stripper.
Now, do you play all over California? Do you just don't play in one area? Do you spread that out like all over the place?
We have, but it's really the rest of California doesn't really have much of a scene. San Francisco has a great scene. San Diego depends on the day and the mood of people. The Inland Empire Desert area, you can get a scene out there, but it's really hard. It's just California in general. No one has money out here anymore. No one cares about bands anymore, and it's really unfortunate, because we love playing, shows. Mm-hmm. We love just playing for people and making great music for people. But with the scene in LA and the scene in California, it's just not happening. People don't want to pay the $10 for gas and, $10 a drink and $20 to get in,
Well, I couldn't believe it when you said $20 to get in, because when you go to Ticketmaster here, a ticket costs anywhere from $30 to $60. And to get to Toronto, like the one concert we went to see a bunch of, at the Molson Amphitheater, you're paying $100 in gas, and then you're paying like something like $20 in parking. So the entire night in the concert, to take 3 people, for example, was almost $200.
Yeah, believe me, it's like that for big concerts here, but just local shows I'm talking about.
That's local shows here.
Yeah, wow, that's crazy.
I know,
that's... You guys have it worse than we have it. Here it's like, you go see some no-name bands, and it's costing you $15-20 at the door. You know, it's like we went to Montana and Utah and all these other places. The door price was $5.
Oh, wow.
A shot of Jägermeister was like $2.50. You know, I usually get like Grey Goose vodka with like a Red Bull or a Monster, and that's $16 to $18 for that drink here in LA.
Yeah, I believe
And
it.
in Utah, it was to 50 cents.
Well, the one thing I like about the Molson Amphitheater when you're there is that they deliver beer to your seat, eh? It's nice.
Yeah, exactly. That's always nice.
And it's an outdoor venue, so it's always loud. Like this, you'll hear the concert for miles along the.
That's crazy.
Yeah, along the Great Lakes, like in Toronto. That's mostly where our entertainment scene is in the Molson Amphitheater, in areas around the Hard Rock Cafe in Toronto at the Mod and the Wrecking Room.
Yeah, I've been down there before. I've toured with Danzig for many years, being a tech and a personal assistant.
Mm-hmm.
So I have, I've been up into Canada all over. So I always love going to Canada. Everyone's really cool there, and it's a fun place to go. Bands are crazy. Everyone loves to drink.
Oh yeah, there's a huge underground metal scene up here, and people just can't get enough of it.
Yeah, exactly.
I had one of my street team members, they're curious about what was said on your bio, and they said, what does Skum Love mean when they said in their bio that they've conquered Bar Sin? They're curious.
They conquered Bar Sinister?
Yeah.
Well, Bar Sinister is kind of like a goth industrial club out here that's been there for a long time. And we've been, itching to play that place for a long time. And a lot of people say, oh, you need to play there, But for some reason, we've never asked to play there. We never got phone calls back. We never got, asked to play anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so finally, a band called Murder SM from Texas was coming up, and they asked, they were going to play Bar Sinister, and told them we only want to play it if Skum Love headlines.
Awesome.
So they called us up and said, okay, we'll have you come down and play. And we rocked it, and did a great show there, and it was unbelievable.
So that was the result of what the band had meant when they said they conquered Bar Sinister.
Yeah, we went in and played a great show. We had all these people that knew who we were and sang along with the song and were dancing, and the owner of Bar Sinister came up and said, you are probably one of our favorite bands we ever had played here, and we would love to have you back any time.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Back July 11th with 16 Volt.
That's fantastic news.
That's what I mean by conquered. Like, we were never invited to play there, and when we finally were, we showed them how a real rock show should be,
Yeah, for sure.
We pride ourselves on doing a really good live show for people. That's what we pride ourselves on. So, you can guarantee if you're going to come see Skum Love play, we're not just standing around singing to our shoes. We're, half the time I'm off the stage, jumping in the pit, singing along with the kids.
Awesome.
And having a good time. I'm a rock metal fan, so I want to see that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I want to see bands do that, so I say, while I play, I want to make sure they see that.
That's awesome. What is Skum Love's focus for 2009? Will the band be concentrating on more tours to promote the Church of the New Perversion, or are you going to be writing new material?
We're definitely going to be hitting the road as much as we can. It's so hard these days because the economy in the United States is really low right now, but, we have fans, and this last time, we got offered a couple shows with Static X, and then we asked our fans, we're going to do these couple shows, but we need to do more. Where do you want us to play? And our fans chose the other cities that we played this last time.
Awesome.
And we're going to keep continuing to do that. We're going to ask our fans, where do you want us to go? We don't want to just go to the top big cities, and play. Those are great to do, but we want to play where our true fans are and where people want to see us. And, that's our main goal, is to have good shows and play for people, that want to see us play. Because we don't make any money. We didn't make any money this last tour, but we didn't lose money either. So it was worth being able to go out again.
Before we wrap up our interview, does Skum Love have any shout-outs to fans and friends?
Yeah, we want to shout out to everybody we met on this last tour in Utah, Montana, Wisconsin, and Fargo. Our fans in the south of the United States, we want to say we're going to try to get out there in September and do a southern tour, all the way from LA all the way to maybe like North Carolina, and we're waiting to get out to Canada. So hopefully I'll get my legal problems taken care of and give them a nice big smile, and maybe Canada will let us in this time.
I sure hope so, that you can make it up here, because we got really awesome places in Hamilton that you can play at, and in Toronto, and you'd love it up here.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've been there a few times, and every time I've been there, I've had a blast. So this time I want to go there and play with my own band and, do my own thing. And I think I'll have a great time. It's like I just got to hope that the Canadian government can, we have maybe a Skum Love fan in there that'll let me slide off across the border.
Yeah, you pretty much need that. Yeah, so we hope to see you up here very shortly.
Yeah, so I just want to
That
say
would be
thank you
awesome.
to everybody out there in Canada that does support us, and everybody everywhere that supports us. You all mean, we don't make money doing any of this. We do this for you guys.
Okay, I want to thank Skum Love and Asher Media and Misfortune Records for this interview opportunity. Skum Love, horns high, you rock, and I hope to see you in Canada soon.
Thank you so much. You guys take care.
We will.
We dig you like a grave.